Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it's Wednesday night. It's 9:30. It's prime time. It's time to get the show started. My name is Paul Spencer. It's the 215 Boys, and of course, I'm always with my main man here.
The showstoppers in the house, baby. Cowboy Dave. How's everybody doing? Paul, rookie camp's over. Training camp's around the corner. What is more to talk about with this team?
Well, you know what, Dave? It's the Dallas Cowboys, according to Jerry Jones. We're all in, but guess what? All in means a little bit different thing when you're a Dallas Cowboy fan and you have Jerry Jones, the owner. So tonight, Dave, last week we talked about the offense side of the ball. This week, Dave, we're going to switch the field over, and we're going to talk about the defensive side of the ball. So, Dave, let me tell you, you have your popcorn ready or not?
I have my popcorn ready, and I have my drink ready, too. I'm ready to roll.
So, you know what? Dave's got his popcorn ready. He's got his drink ready. I got my drink ready. We'll be back in 1 minute to get this show started. So right now is the time to get your popcorn, get your keyboard ready, get your fingers on your comments. Here we go. Get this show started. We'll be back in 1 minute to get this show started. All right, Dave, let's go. My name is Paul Spencer. That is Dave. You're on the other showstopper. It's the 215 Boys in the house, prime time, Wednesday nights, 9:30. Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Follow us everywhere. Dave, first and foremost, man, I feel like I need a canoe outside, brother. That's how much rain I have. I sent you the video on Out of the Box, and, dude, I walked outside, and I said, hell no, my dog wouldn't even go outside in this pouring monsoon.
You've got to get a canoe or something because you can have all the rain you want. It's not raining here so far.
Man, you know, it's crazy. Like earlier today, like Ken was doing his show a little bit earlier today on the back cave. Of course, check that out. All Mets fans out there. Mets are doing their thing 4-0 over the Yankees. Go Mets. And he was doing his show and he was like, man, it's starting to really rain. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting it too. Stopped raining for like an hour. Then all of a sudden it started again. And I was like, all right, Dave, we're good to go. Internet's fine tonight. We're ready to go. As soon as I said that, I said, you know what? Let me take my dog out. And I walked outside, Dave. And wow, I'm talking like torrential downpours for the next hour and a half. So if you hear thunder and lightning night, you already know because I'm in the office right here looking out the window, and it is bad out, Dave.
You can keep it where you are. I know it's coming towards us eventually, but you can have it.
Man, I tell you. Speaking of the back cave, there he is right there. Kenny Fry, guys, checking in. What's up, gentlemen? Kenny, how you doing?
The Mets fans in the house.
Yeah, he's feeling good. They're up 4-0 on the Yankees, who are basically flipping the switch, man, going from, basically top of the division, maybe cruising down and cruise control in the wrong direction, Dave.
Subway Series, I don't know.
Yeah, hey, all I know is that one you better not hit a home run. That's all I took for the parlay tonight on that team. But Dave, speaking of playing good here. Of course, we're not playing right now, but it's off season, Dave. OTAs are over, rookie camps over, veteran camps over. Dave, the best thing I can say is, guess what? Nobody got injured, Dave.
Well, nobody got signed either, so we're over 2.
Yeah. Boy, you had to lighten that up really quick, Dave. I mean, hey, no injuries, but Paul, then again, we didn't sign anybody. You're
we
right.
Signed anybody. Who's left?
Yeah, well, we signed a corner out of, the USFL, of course. He's a good guy coming from the USFL, but that's all we signed, Dave. And
I mean, major names. There's nobody.
Well, you know what, Dave? Sometimes, I guess we gotta work as Cowboy fans. It's been 29 years, going on pretty much 30 years now. Next year will be. So I guess we got to understand what all in means. Is if you're a new Cowboys fan, you hear all in, don't get excited because it doesn't mean the right thing.
It's funny to me, Paul. I keep reading these bogus newspaper, or not even newspaper, but bogus things they keep saying about Dak. Dak to Seattle, Dak to Minnesota, Dak here, Dak there. I'm like, it's all fake. I'm like, come on, man. Dak hasn't signed yet.
But I don't know what's going on. I always grew up saying if you read it on the internet, it's going to be true, right?
That's what they say, but I don't know. Yeah, right. I mean,
yeah, I don't know, Dave. I mean, so many rumors out there. But the crazy thing is, Dave, we'll talk about this for a couple minutes here before we get into the defense side of the ball, which we talked offense last week. Dave, Dak's not signed yet.
No.
Does that concern you going into, rookie camp's over, veteran camp's over? CD didn't show up, which I understand he's going to get his bag, but Dave,
is he?
Our quarterback.
I keep hearing stories about him too. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Dave, you know what, Dallas Cowboy, it's America's team. It's always a storyline included, correct? So I guess this is the storyline. But let's talk about Dak real quick, Dave. Does this concern you basically going in probably in about 2.5 weeks, Dave, training camp starts really pretty much, and our quarterback hasn't secured his contract yet. Does this concern you at all?
I'm not concerned yet. I mean, I know we still have a few months left, but I keep hearing, like I said, back in March, I heard Jerry say something to the fact that he was going in August they were going to talk. So I think it'll be right before the season starts or right during training camp, somewhere around there.
Well, it's coming up in about 2.5 weeks here. Camp starts, OTAs down in California, Dave. Quarterback's not signed yet, playing on his last year. Of course, he's going to get his bag, his $50 million bag, of course, for this. This year he's paid. But Dave, does it linger to you that he hasn't been signed yet? What if Tua gets signed before Dak does, Dave? That to me is bad news for the Dallas Cowboys.
I read something today. Actually, I read something today about Tua. I heard that they're not going to sign Tua. They're not going to give him what he wants. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where to go with that. I really don't.
I honestly, it's not our place in Dallas, Miami land, but honestly, I think they have to sign Tua because what do they have as a backup, Dave? Listen, they're a loaded team. Their quarterback is pretty much their downfall. What Tua can and can't do, of course. If the biggest thing is if he can stay healthy with concussion protocol.
I was just going to say Tua's a concussion away. I mean, really, think about it.
Let's sign a deal. That's going to be bad news for the Dallas Cowboys because, and listen, I've been a Dak guy for my life, but I've been a Dak hater as well. You know me. And I can tell you this. If Tua gets that bag, Dave, he's going to set the market for plus $10 million on Dak Prescott. Dak should get $10 million more than him because he's a far better quarterback than Tua. So it's scary. It's really scary, Dave.
It is scary. I agree, Paul. Absolutely, it's scary. I mean, all these quarterbacks are getting their money. They still have Dak 55 for the season. So
don't remind me, 55 double nickels.
I'm saying double nickels exactly.
Wow.
But look, you got to look at the backups too. I mean, Trey, Cooper. I don't know.
Well, you know what, Dave? We're talking about that real quick. You're right. Trey Lance, and of course Cooper Rush, who went basically 5-1 last year with this. Got some games for us. Hold the ship. He can keep the boat alive. But Dave, you go with the quarterback who's basically making $4 million a year in Cooper Rush. I'm fine with that as a backup. But then again, you have to pay Trey Lance $20 million next year. If you let Dak play out this year, or whatever whatever happens in the season here with him, Trey Lance is owed $20 million guaranteed next year. And the thing is, Dave, we don't know what Trey Lance is. He came out of school, went to San Francisco. They gave up the farm, the boat, the city, the everything under the sun. San Francisco Rice-A-Roni treats. They gave him that too. But he got injured, Dave. We haven't seen a ceiling of Trey Lance. I don't want to go into camp saying, okay, he's going to ball out in preseason. He's going to look good. He's going to get the starts. He's going to get the reps. Dak's not going to play. We know that. But, Dave, if he balls out, Jerry Jones, the idiot that he is, he's going to say, well, I don't have to pay Dak. I got Trey Lance.
Well,
but it's preseason, Dave.
But there was another name I heard yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Which is gonna blow your mind. You ready for this?
You can't blow my mind anymore being a Cowboys fan, Dave.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Derek Carr was actually in talks.
Well, you know what, Dave? Maybe we can bring back, Quincy Carter as well, too. Hey, I'm ready. I got his jersey, so we might as well bring Quincy Carter back.
If Derek Carr comes to this team, I'm like, no. Are you kidding me? Not happening.
But you know what, Dave? If you think about it, okay, I'm just going to tease the situation here. Derek Carr. The problem is Derek Carr can't throw a deep ball with his life.
No, he can't. Okay? Nope.
It helps us out with the intermediate game, but then again, you got CD, you got Brandon Cooks, you got Tolbert, who are deep threats. That doesn't make any sense. Plus his contract, Dave. He's never lived up to his contract. I hate saying this. I'd rather pay Dak to $60 million.
I said the same thing. I'd rather pay Dak than.
I couldn't do it. Linda Duarte checking in. Linda, how you doing? Hope everything's good at the home front there. I know you're doing some tumblers and all that stuff, making those little sales out to us. Please check out Linda if you guys are looking for.
Hello, Miss Linda. Thank you for checking in.
She does some awesome knickknacks, and so check her out. Facebook Messenger if you guys are looking for certain particular. Great girl. Thanks for checking in, Linda. Appreciate it.
I know we're on the 215 boys. I know we're talking boys, but I want to totally go off topic with this. Have the Sixers made a pick yet?
Not yet, Dave. Not yet.
Just checking. I didn't know.
All I know is people out there told me that Zach Edey won't go in the top 30. He went number 9. So
and you did say that. I think he went to Memphis, didn't he?
Yes, he did. The Grizzlies.
I did read that. Yes.
A back-to-back Player of the Year, unanimous pick last 2 years, a 2010 walking machine. You know what? You're Player of the Year back-to-back 2 years in a row. You must be doing something good. So, hey, congratulations, Zach Edey.
And I heard OG's going back to the Knicks. He ain't going nowhere. So.
Yeah, another Indiana guy. My team, Indiana Hoosiers there. OG Anunoby, 4 years, $42 million a year. Overpaid in my eyes, but you know what? Hey, everybody gets overpaid. Look at Dak, right?
And you got the Villanova Knicks.
All I'm waiting for is Jay Wright to come back, brother.
That's all they need now is Jay Wright. There you go.
That's funny. I put on Twitter today, Dave, getting off topic. That's how we always do. But I put on Twitter today, I was like, wow, the Nova Knicks, excuse me, I meant New York Knicks. And I said, all we're waiting for is Eric Pascal to come back to complete the Nova Knicks team. Right too. It's all we need. It's Eric Pascal. And if he's still playing in the NBA, come on down to the Knicks.
Bridges for 5 picks? That blew my mind.
And the crazy thing is, like Joe Sullivan, you can check out Joe Sullivan every Monday night on Sully Squad and also Atomic Drop. I'm sorry, the Extra Inning Show Tuesday night, 7:30. We were talking on the box there, and I said, I was like, the Nets were in a fire sale. I don't know why you gave up 5 first-round picks for Bridges when they want to get rid of you for free.
That blows my mind that they did that. Unbelievable.
Well, Dave, speaking of that, let me ask you a question real quick.
We're going to give up 5 picks for Dak, too?
That's what I was going to ask you, Dave. Let's see if Dak had 2 more years, and this year he didn't make the playoffs, and teams wanted Dak. What would you take for Dak? I know his contract's up this year, Dave. I get that. But what would Dak Prescott right now? I would
need 2 draft picks, 2 or 3 draft picks for Dak at least.
You think you get 2 first rounds for Dak?
I think he could. Sure.
I think he would demand 1 because he's arguably top 6, top 7 in the league with me.
I would definitely do that.
Playoffs are a little bit different, but regular season, hey, whatever. It is what it is. But, Dave, when does he get signed?
I'm going to say August. I'm going to say mid-August, I'm going to say. Between, say...
Wait, you're saying you want to go into 2 weeks before the season starts, you're going to sign him?
Yep.
Okay, what does he do in practice, Dave? Because you know what? If you don't secure the bag long-term here, you're not going to go 150%.
He'll play his ass off during practices, and he'll be there and ready to go. And
so you think he's actually going to show up to OTAs ready to go?
Jerry and his agent will be talking during training camp, and next thing you know, the contract will be signed within. I'll say, like I said, we'll say between August 15th and 23rd or 31st, somewhere in that area.
Okay, I'm going to throw a little monkey wrench out there, Dave, because out of the box we go a little bit crazy here. Okay, you secured Dak Prescott, say August 15th, 2 weeks before the season starts here.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, there's one question I have for you. He's not going to show up without a contract. His boy, CeeDee Lamb. What happens with him?
Then we're in trouble. You got to get it done. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts.
Does Jerry had a hidden agenda on a checkbook that Roger Goodell don't know about, Dave?
I don't know about that. Hey, anything's possible with Jerry Jones. So
Hey, listen, when you got St. Brown out there demanding
I
$40
mean, you
million,
you can you can wait on Parsons a little bit longer than you can on Lamb and Dak. So,
no, I agree with that. He has one more year plus the fifth year option. Of course, that's fine. You can wait till next year. He knows that. He says he wants to play next year. He's going to play out this year, of
but
course.
Dak's your main priority. I
You really
mean,
think so? You rather keep the quarterback that is top. Okay, I'm going to go top 8, Dave, in the league. To me, top 8 that
I
quarterback.
think we'll say top 8, top 9.
Okay, let's what we make, Brad. We'll go top 7. We'll give him a little credit there. Top 7 in the
Okay.
league here. But CD Lamb, Dave, generational wide receiver, 1A in the league behind Justin Jefferson. Maybe that elite, Dave. You want to let him walk off of a contract and keep a quarterback with you're dropping down to a tier 2, tier 3 Brandon Cooks
Yeah, I know.
with the
Well,
Jalen
Brandon,
Tolbert.
yeah, and yeah, I get you. I hear you. I hear you. If they can get it both done at the same time, I'm good with that.
Hey, listen, guys, listen. We're 215 boys. We need to start a GoFundMe page for the Dallas Cowboys to get CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott signed because right now Jerry's all in and we don't know what that means on the board. So
I mean,
I have to sign CD first, Dave, because he's a generational talent. And Dave, I don't care if you put him outside, inside. And I feel it's going to be so much better with him inside this year as last year because Tolbert is a lot better than Gallup, Dave, as we said last week. I think this is the year for them with our tight end room too.
I mean, I hear you. I mean, it's just the fact that you got to get it both done. It could be the same. Hey, Eileen, hello, Eileen.
There we go. Eileen's not very happy. I think your Yankees are still down. I'm not checking out. I think it was 4-0. So as long as JD does not get a home run, Eileen, keep me posted about that, please. Thank you.
Anyway, back to what we were saying. I just it's got to get done, Paul. Eventually, I mean, something's got to give. I mean, I don't know when. Like I said, I think Dak's more priority than CD. I really do because CD still has one more year left on his contract on his rookie deal. But if you don't get them both done, then we're in trouble.
Well, I mean, if you sign Dak this year, like we said, Dave, you do that gentleman shake in Jerry Jones's office, and you kick back with a shot of whatever you want to do.
You trust a gentleman shake with Jerry Jones.
Well, we said that last week. That's the thing. That's the key thing. It's Jerry Jones handshake. Doesn't mean
I don't think it's Jerry Jones, Paul. Honestly, I think it's Stephen Jones. I think Stephen Jones has a lot to do with this.
I think he is the contract guy. He's the one who's been signing the players to good deals here. He got Zach Martin to come back on his deal. Of course, you're getting these players to come back. But the thing is this to me. If you sign Dak Prescott there, let's just say, Dave, we came up with the last year. Let's just say he's not going to play a 2-year deal. He wants that 3 to 4 year deal, so where he has that entitlement to retire as a Cowboy 3 to 4 years now. Let's give him that 4-year, Dave, $60 million. Let's just throw it out there, $240 million 4 year or a 5-year, $300 million deal. We're going to make him the highest paid annual quarterback in the league, Dave. But if we do that, that's fine. But then again, you go into next year, Dave. Michael Parsons is going to set the market for defensive ends. Okay.
Could you spread that out though? I mean, could you spread that out if you were to pay Dak?
Well, the problem is we don't have Howie Roseman doing this. We have Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones. Okay?
This is true. This is true. Okay.
How we can back in, contracts to say, okay, we're going to give you this deal, but we're going to back in and make it look good for you. More guaranteed money up front. But what does Dallas do? Dave, you know what? You're getting $5 million. Everything is going to be guaranteed up front for you. That's Jerry Jones, Dave. It's different.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
But the last thing, Dave, before we get to the depth chart here, you signed Dak this year. That's fine. Okay, you go ahead and do that. But then you have Parsons who's going to set the market for defenses. Then, Dave, if he gets rookie, defensive player of the year, that market's going to go Aaron Donald times 2 for a tackle. Defensive end. Then you have CD. Dave, what if these other wide receivers out there? What if Ayuk gets paid? CD's better than Ayuk, okay, for next year coming up. You look at these wide receivers for next year. If they get paid before CD, CD's going to think, man, I'm going to get 100 balls this year. I'm going to get 10, 12 touchdowns this year. I am arguably Justin Jefferson A1, 1B.
Could be more than that.
That's what I mean.
14, 16.
That's what I mean. If he balls out that category for Parsons and CD, you have top 8 quarterback in the league. You have 1-2 wide receiver punch. You have defensive end top 2 in the league, Dave, behind maybe a TJ Watt, who's when he's healthy, he's the best, I think. But it's so much money, Dave. You can't pay these guys on what we have in the bank right now. You can't do it.
No, can't do it. I agree. Totally.
Ken says, I think it's hard to replace the franchise quarterback. I do get that too. But to me, given our quarterback room, Dave, what you see, Cooper Rush, who's a solid backup, not a starter in any category in the NFL right now to me. He's not. He is a clipboard quarterback who can manage a game and not turn the ball over. But he's not that quarterback you can't build around the offense. It's more of a vanilla offense versus Dak Prescott wide open 10 playbook. You can't, it's night and day to me. Trey Lance, I'm scared because I don't know what Trey Lance is, Dave. I don't.
None of us do. We're going to find out in preseason. We'll see a lot of him there.
But Dave, preseason versus regular season, there's a big difference.
I get it. But I'm saying to me, this is kind of similar of what we saw with Zeke when he got his 90, when he got his bag. Remember,
there was handcuffs. There was handcuffs down in Cabo.
Right, but we in Cabo. I get it, but I'm saying we were in mid training camp, right? And Jerry had an interview, said Zeke who, and then a week later Zeke King got his money. So I'm thinking it's kind of like the same situation with Dak. Right middle training camp, Dak's going to be there, but it's going to, like I said, between August 15th, August 31st, somewhere around there, the contract will be signed.
The whole thing, Dave, I'm hoping Dak Prescott or his agent's not listening to this show because we are out of the box sports entertainment, followed by many. I hope his agent's not listening to this because what you said, Dave, kind of scares me.
What's that?
When Zeke was in Cabo, he strangleholded Jerry Jones to come back.
Oh, he did, and he did big time.
What if Dak Prescott does the same damn thing? And he says,
"Can you imagine?
You know what? I know I'm getting paid this year, regardless if I play or not. Whatever, I don't really care. I'm still making my $50 million. But you know what I'm going to do? God, Trey Lance is struggling in preseason. Cooper can't run this offense like I can with this new playbook.
Yeah,
I'm going to sit out 2 weeks, and I'm going to call Jerry. I'm not going to Cabo. I'm just going to go in the backyard of my own mini field and throw the ball myself and say, Jerry, I think I need $65 million a year, and you need me.
Woo! Now you're really pushing the button.
I mean, you just have me thinking here, Dave, because you said that with Zeke when he pulled out in Cabo with Jerry Jones, and then all of a sudden are we going to get a press conference? Because we know Jerry Jones does that Cowboy press conference in Oxnard, California. We know that him his bright plastic surgery face. Mike McCarthy sitting next to him, not saying a damn thing.
I keep hearing McCarthy's fed up, man. I don't know what's going on with that, but
as Jerry Jones is alive, I'm fed up too of being a fan. Number one, but are we going to see a shirt, Dave? And first week of the OTAs coming up, Zeke or Dak who? And
Dak who?
He's going to be the highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
That's exactly what he did with Zeke. Same situation.
Oh, God, Dave, let's not go down that road, please. Let's not go down that road, okay? Let's go down there. All right, well, Dave, you know what? Last week, hey, listen, we did offense there. Offense, we were pretty much on unanimous on could be positions there. This week, Dave, this is a side of the ball I'm really not worried about, Dave.
I'm not worried about either. I kind of like what I see on the side of the ball, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it. Well, first, let's talk about the guys coming in. Eric Kendrick, a Mike Zimmer type guy. How do you feel about that? Didn't want to go back to San Francisco.
I was shocked he didn't go to the Niners, Paul, honestly. I really thought he was going to. But when he turned around and came around and went back to Dallas and Mike Zimmer, I was like, makes sense because he played with him in Minnesota. So I'm thought to myself, go back to your old coach. Makes sense. Why not? Can't hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it two ways, Dave. I agree with you 100%. Here, the Zimmer connection, Dave, that normal ear that you hear, that voice you hear in Mike Zimmer. Of course, he played for him for years. But then again, San Francisco, elite team, top 3 team in the NFC, of course, arguably. But then you look at it, Dave, and you think, okay, Fred Warner, Greenlaw, how do I fit in with this team? Am I going to get, am I going to be that third linebacker? But Dave, I'll tell you what, championships mean more to me, and I think I would have stayed in San Francisco because that team is building every year to get better. Dallas has the issues, new DC. Familiarity goes a long way, Dave, but I don't know. Is it playing time? Because it's not money. He took a cheaper contract, Dave.
I think he'll get more playing. He's going to play regardless. I mean,
he's going to be a starter. I think. Yeah, he's going to start.
He'll be a starter. Absolutely, he will be. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But I think Zimmer is the main key of this whole move for him. I really do.
Okay. I do.
Because it makes more sense if you think about it.
I do. Well, let's talk about a couple injuries, Dave. Let's talk about one guy that I'm very in love with right now is Demarion Overshawn coming off that ACL preseason.
It's so funny. I'm actually looking at him right now as you're talking about it, and I can't wait to see him come back. I'm very excited.
I mean, I was very high on him, Dave. I think he was the steal of the draft last year, best linebacker in the draft last year coming out of Texas. I think he was probably 1A, higher than a lot of these dudes. And when we drafted him, I was so high on him. The injury has happened. But the other guy, Dave, I want to talk about. Can we talk about Trayvon Diggs before we get into the draft, our roster here? A horrific injury, Dave. He got secured. He has another 4 years on the bag. But Dave,
I was going to say, what a story.
How's he going to come back, though? How do you think he's going to come back?
I mean, think about this. What a story. Before training camp, we were in the middle of training camp when he got injured, if you think about it. And then he was out for the whole season, and it wasn't even a play. He was practicing on the field. He was just he was warming up and got hurt.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm excited to see Diggs, but I did hear he may be out week 1. I don't know for sure. Maybe week 2. Who knows? But we definitely need him back, and he's a big part of that defense. And we've seen him do things. And you've said this before. He's a take chance kind of guy. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he'll if he sees it, he's going to go after it.
Which is scary a little bit too, Dave, because we're going to get the depth chart here. The back end kind of like is a little bit scary for me. The safety position is pretty safety strong. That's a little bit scary if Diggs comes back ready to go. But Dave, there was a blessing last year too. Before we get right here, DaRon Bland, man, DaRon Bland.
What a stud that kid was this year. I mean,
imagine if Diggs didn't get hurt, Dave. He would not have got this starting spot on the left side, on the right side over there. Honestly,
it's absolutely true. You're totally right. I'm kind of upset, but I'm kind of upset there is somebody that's not back yet, and I thought he would be.
Are you going to say Gilmore?
That's the guy I'm thinking about. Yep.
I knew you were going to say him, Dave. I'm
a Gilmore guy. I liked him in New England too. I was a fan. I just wish he's signed anything, but as far as I know.
No, I think he's still free agent.
Well, go get him, man. Bring him back.
I mean, I think he'll be cheap. I think he's a cheap guy right now, Dave. I mean,
why not? He can't hurt.
The thing is, I mean, the only thing that scares me, he's a little bit less physical off the ball. Trayvon's still light too, but I think if well, you know what? We'll go with the roster here because I think there's a couple guys that might, looking at them right now, what they played in college, they're finally going to get their time, a little bit more playing time too.
But there is one guy on this defense, Paul, I'm very, very, very concerned with.
Uh-oh.
And it's a concern to me because we didn't see much of him last year, which we saw flashes, but we didn't see really him this year. There's one guy that I love his name. I like him. I hope he stays with us. I love him, but didn't see much of him.
Go ahead, throw him out.
Osa Odigizua.
Dave, when we drafted him out at UCLA, I was so hyped about this kid. Big body, big, strong motor. But I tell you what, you're right. I mean, I love the name. I love saying, "Oh, Diggy,"
Oh, Diggy.
But my thing, you're right, Dave. What he's capable of doing, clogging that middle with this line that he has, next to him, bite on both sides of the ball, Dave, on both sides of the, field there. I think he could be a lot more, and I think he's going to get his playing time because he has to, Dave. This is his third year in the season. In the
That's
league,
what I'm saying. And we got to see more of him than what we saw last year. I mean, it was.
I agree. I mean, I think he honestly will be a starter because his competition, Dave, is not the greatest competition. I think he outplays his backup, which we'll get into in a second here. But is there anybody else that you're kind of weary about coming off an injury? I mean, you mentioned Odighi, not playing up to potential. We talked about, of course, excuse me. Overshot as well and Diggs as well. But is there anybody else, Gilmore, you want back? I think that might be an offseason move. Not offseason, Dave. Closer to, OTAs coming up where I think you might want to go out and get that veteran corner in a, Gilmore. I think he's solid. And I think he's cheap, Dave, honestly.
And there's one more guy you and I love him. You and I and Matt have talked about him many, many, many times. And we love him. We hope he got injured last year, but he came back off the injury. I want to see a big season out of him this year. Damian Wilson. Damian Wilson.
You mean Donovan Wilson?
That's it. I meant Donovan. Yes, Donovan.
I was going to say, who the hell is Damian Wilson? We signed this guy.
I meant Donovan.
Oh, okay, Damian. I thought I was like, wait a minute, Damian Wilson. Who the hell is Damian Wilson? Are we okay? Wait,
Donovan.
Yeah. You know what, Dave? It's funny you say that. We've talked highly about this guy. I think he's the quarterback of the back end of our secondary, but. Dave, I don't know what it is. I mean, I used to call him Roy Williams, Dave, how he hit players, how he secured the ball. But to me, Dave, he's not living up to it. And I hate saying this, but even Malik Hooker outplayed him last year, Dave.
I know he did. But he was injured too. He was hurt a little bit. So.
He was, and that's what scares me, which we'll get into the depth chart right now. We keep pushing it off here, but that's what scares me, and that name will pop up when we mention Diggs, Dave. Okay? That definitely will. But Dave, let's talk about it. Our front four, man. Let's go left defensive end here. Can we talk about DeMarcus Lawrence? Let's talk about him.
What about Nahshon Wright? We forgot about him too.
Nahshon Wright is a good rookie, Dave. A very good rookie. Okay.
Oregon State, baby.
But I don't think, Dave, he's not even in my top 2 rotation right now on both sides of the ball. No, he's not even going to be in my rotation. But we'll get there. Let's start with DeMarcus Lawrence, left end, Dave. How do you feel about that?
D-Law.
How do you feel? Don't hold back, Dave. Just tell me how you feel about
I love D-Law. I always did. I know.
it. Is there anybody that
people-
you don't love on this team right now?
Some people. Well, I love. I'm D-Law. He's a veteran. He's been there forever. How you cannot love D-Law? You know. I mean,
That's just like saying I love Jerry Jones because he's been there forever.
D-Law talks a lot of trash. Talks all the trash in the world. Can't back it up for the life of him sometimes. But when he does, it's great to see it.
Okay, well, yes, Dave. I think he will start. Of course, he's solidified as a veteran too. But Dave, there is a guy behind him that I really love, Sam Williams.
Sam Williams, yeah, Mr. Offsides.
Well, yeah, I mean a couple plays, but Sam Williams,
Mr. Special Teams.
Yeah, Sam Williams has that motor, Dave. I think he, give him a couple more years as a rotation player. I think he can, arguably step up to that one spot. I think
he's a time bomb, though, Paul. He's a time bomb, isn't he?
He is, Dave, but his motor, man, I think he gives you, playing off the ball. I think if they go wider, I think he'd be okay. DeMarcus Lawrence has that more technique scheme inside a little bit. Not remember how the Eagles used to play that wide 9, Dave? Remember that? Yes. If Dallas played a wide 9, I think Sam Williams would outplay DeMarcus Lawrence, honestly, because he's more of a speed freak. He's more of a speed freak, Yep. But DeMarcus Lawrence, I think he's definitely going to be the starter at the left defensive end, correct?
Well, if he's not, something ain't right. He should be.
Okay. I agree with you. Unless something happens,
like I said, talks a good game, but can't back it up half the time.
That's true, unless he plays a lesser.
But you know what, though? Let's go back to that Niners game, and he played his ass off that day. Actually, against Green Bay. Was it Green Bay or Niners? One of those defense playoff games. He did play his butt off that game, though. I got to give him credit. He came against Niners. He came to play.
Well, I'm glad 1 out of 17, Dave.
I'm just saying he did come to play that day.
I don't know where you went to school, but 1 out of 17, your ass is coming back next year.
Hey, there's got to be one guy on that, right? There you go.
I guess so. But yeah, I think he's going to start, David. DeMarcus Lawrence, going to pencil him in. Now, this is where it gets interesting, Dave. This is where nose tackle. Now, they're going to go old school nose tackle here. Man on the ball, man on the center here, which I love. It's old school football. Dave, okay, we lost. Who did we lose? Gallimore, Dave, right?
I was going to say, I was just.
Nevin's gone.
I was going to say bye-bye, Neville.
Gallimore's gone. Dave, is it time that Mozzie Smith, our second-round pick, comes in and plays some ball? Is it time for Mozzie Smith,
It's time for Mozzie Smith. Absolutely.
Are you worried about that at all? Yeah, are you worried at all, Dave, Mozzie Smith here?
Nope, not at all.
You're not worried at all? He showed you enough. He showed you enough from last year.
Well, he didn't show me enough last year, but I think he's going to pick it up quick enough. He'll be there. He'll be fine.
All right, because other than that, you have rookie Justin Rogers. So I think he's going to beat out a rookie Justin Rogers coming in. So I think it is going to be, an old school nose tackle here. I think he
should
does
beat out Justin Rogers. You would think he would, right?
I hope so, man. I think he goes back to those, the Michigan days there and plays that old school football against, Jim Harbaugh's offensive line. I think it's old school there. And surely he's playing nose tackle. They're moving him a little bit more inside now, on the center now. So that's his natural position. So I think he secures that too. So we're going to pencil Mozzie Smith in as well. The name that you mentioned earlier, Dave, here we go. Diggy Sua. Defensive tackle, Dave. Diggy. His competition, Dave, Chauncey Golston, okay?
Yeah, Chauncey Golston. Yes.
Dave, we're talking, we're basically, what we're saying here, Dave, is I don't agree with your backup, so I'm going to give you the starting nod. Mozzie, right?
Diggy he should be the starter.
What do you think he needs to work on, though, Dave, based on last year going into this year? What do you think his key thing he needs to work on from last year to this year to progress?
It's a great question, Paul. I can't really answer that. I don't know.
I think it's more technique, Dave. He got blown off the ball a lot last year.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I wasn't sure. I was questioning myself on that one.
I mean, don't question yourself. See what you see. To me, Dave, I'm not always right. And of course, nobody's always right. I think it's just getting blown off the ball in many situations, Dave. I go back to that Eagles game where he was in a couple snaps there. Man, I tell you what, Jason Kelce's all universe. But, Dave, I'm talking, Jason Kelce had a feast. He poured the syrup on top of Diggy and said, I'm having pancakes all day. And that shows me when you get a veteran with moves, savvy, technique, scheme, you're up for a big, big rude awakening, Dave. I hope he looked at a lot of tape because he got blown off the ball a lot last year.
I'm sure Mike Zimmer will be all over him eventually.
I hope so. I mean, second year, Dave, first year to second year is a huge leap, but I think he can do it because, your backup, man. You got Chauncey Golston's a good player, Dave, but I don't think
Chauncey's good. I've watched Chauncey play. I think he's not bad.
I think he's a rotational guy, Dave. I can't consider him a starter yet, honestly. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I really can't.
I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, let's go to another position, Dave. I mean, arguably top 2 in the league. Or can we talk about Micah Parsons?
Love him. Always did.
Yeah. I mean, of course we know.
But
was that go ahead?
He goes 100% every play. Okay. And the thing about Micah is you got to injury prone is not in him, but he does get hurt from time to time. And I've seen games where he's like, he's going in there and he's not 100%. I mean, but he's playing, but when he went from end to linebacker to end, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't a fan of that. I really wasn't, because I like him in linebacker. I think he's a true linebacker. That's what he was at Penn State.
I disagree. I like him on the edge, Dave. I like him on the edge.
Because
to me, I tell you why, Dave. I like him on the edge. I like him at linebacker too. He has the speed. He has the technique, of course.
That's why I like him there. Yeah, exactly.
He can play 4-3. He can play 4-3-4, whatever you want him to do as that linebacker spot. But I love him on the end because Dave, he's learned so many moves. Going back when he used to work with DeMarcus Ware. Remember that swim move that year he worked on him?
Yes.
He's learned the technique, Dave, and also he has the speed, the agility, and the mobility to get outside on any defensive end or offensive tackle out there. And Dave, to me, it opens up better. You can have a second-tier linebacker, a B-level linebacker, get through the hole, because if you have him at linebacker, Dave, you're going to chip block, of course, but you're going to be one-on-one on the line. A lot of times, Dave, you got to show the either a fullback or a tight end to chip Micah Parsons, which opens up the linebacker, regardless of who it is, to get better flow in a flow situation in the backfield. I love it at defensive because the word I want to say, Dave, he creates a little bit more havoc, and you have the game plan for him. Linebacker, it's a second level, Dave. You got that extra 1 second in quarterback's mindset. Okay, I got that extra second. Him playing linebacker, I can chip him. I can get another second, get the ball out quick. You have him on the line of scrimmage, Dave. I don't know if he's backing out. I don't know if he's going to swim. I don't know if he's going to, finesse me and bull rush me. I don't know. You have the game plan for that. I love him at end, Dave. I really do.
Yeah, I hear you. And we've seen a lot of at end last year. He was good. He was very good. But
he's good at both spots.
Yeah, but I just don't want to. Put him in linebacker. It's what he was. It's what he is. That's what he does. He was.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to go with the scheme of the team, Dave. Last year I could see it a little bit because our linebacker play was a little bit all. You had Marquise Bell, 190 pounds, playing linebacker. That was a little bit scary. He held his own, not a lot, but last year would have made sense to me a little bit more putting him at linebacker with our depth with Gallimore, Lawrence, Odigi, Mozzie. That would have made sense to me last year, but this year, I think with a rookie coming in and a guy off injury and Overshawn, I think it makes sense to put him at defensive line to get a faster flow, because our linebackers, Dave, this year, which we'll get into, are fast. They're fast. Fast.
Yeah. They are.
But yeah, I definitely gotta go in here. But the question I have for you, Dave, our second round pick, Marcus Nealon.
Yes.
Defensive end behind Micah Parsons. Where does he fit in, Dave? Where does he fit in? Kind of puzzling to me a little bit.
I'm sure they'll find a spot for him.
I'm glad you're going to find spots for these guys, Dave, because as we talked last week, I love Cooper Beebe. I love what we picked up.
Yeah, I'm excited for Cooper. I really am. I can't wait to watch him.
Think about this, Dave. This just hit me a couple of days ago when I was sitting there tweeting something out. Okay, Tyler Guyton never played left tackle. We're moving him over. Round 2, Marcus Nealon.
Yeah,
played defensive end. We don't need him right now. He's a backup to Micah Parsons. Cooper played guard, moving him to center. Dave, it's kind of weird that we're taking people out of positions or rotational players that we don't need to start on the team. We're building for the future here. But Cooper start, Tyler Guyton will start. But Nealon, a different story, Dave.
Yeah, well, I guess he'll learn from D-Law. I guess he didn't work with him. I guess that's what I'm thinking. So.
But you're going to switch sides? Because he's going to be on Parsons' side. Nealon's on Parsons' side. I'm
sure he'll work with I'm sure D-Law will work with him, make him better, is what I'm saying.
If that's me, I'm not going on D-Law's side. I'm staying right behind Parsons, saying whatever you do, I'm learning, and I'm trying to mirror exactly what you do. You know what I mean? But
kid is 6'3", 268. I mean, he's going to get something there.
He's a big boy. I mean, in the beginning, they actually moved him inside the line. Remember, I said they were showing a little glimpse of glamours of him moving inside, to like a Mozzie Smith type position, because he's a big body. He's a big body, Dave. He can clog the hole.
Yeah. Hey. I'm
Why
okay with
not?
it.
I mean, I think he gets a lot. I think he gets a lot of goal line play, Dave. This year,
I think we'll see a lot. You might see him. You might see a lot of him in preseason too. So
I think so. I think they're going to start him. I think we're going to see what they do. But then let's go linebacker here. Let's go to a solid guy here that I love too, Damon Clark, man. Let's talk about him.
Damon Clark,
Came
good
out of
player.
nowhere, Dave. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he did. He did absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, great player. I think he's a solid body here. I think he's a ball hawk too. He's a little bit undersized to me. I'd like to get him a little bit more weight on his body a little bit. Speed wise, technique wise, scheme wise, IQ wise, great player. But I think he needs to get a little bit more physique, Dave, a little bit more body mass on him because, and Dave, I hate saying this. I really hate saying this, but God, you got the biggest boy running that ball for the Philadelphia Eagles this year in Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, that's kind of.
You got Brian Robinson down in Washington running the ball.
Washington, yeah, I know. But you had Barkley in Philly, so I was like,
and also you have Eckler too, who's a strong back too. I mean, this division is loaded. You know what? I mean, Giants. We don't know what the hell's running the ball. We don't even if Jim
who
Bob
is running the ball for the Giants?
I just heard they might have started Jim Bob Thornton this week. I have no idea. You know, who knows? But you know, this. I mean, I think you need a little bit more weight, speed. You know, physique over speed kills you one-on-one. You know, running up the whole day. So. I want to say he's definitely going to start. I got Damon Clark starting this year. Of course, I really do.
See a lot of Deuce Vaughn too this year. I can see that.
What?
I said you're going to see a lot of Deuce Vaughn this year too. I think.
What? Why? Us on offense?
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You mentioned Zeke. I said we're going to see a lot of Deuce Vaughn too.
Okay. Kind of confused. No, we're talking about
you mentioned Zeke, and I just Deuce Vaughn came to mind. That's all.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, I think Damon Clark's going to start a wide linebacker, of course. Now let's talk about the middle. I mean, let's talk about his backups real quick, Dave. This is the name that I think he's going to be on his heels. I am very high on this guy. I think I've talked about this guy on many not Cowboy shows, Golden Dome, which is going to be back in 5 weeks. Talking about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Maurice Luafau.
You were happy with that,
Dave. I love this kid. I mean. I just heard about 2 weeks ago. I watch all Notre Dame, conferences and everything, and their press conference with Coach Marcus Freeman said this guy has an IQ, a motor, where he might not be the best player on the field, he might not be the strongest player on the field, but this kid will give you everything. He will leave his body on the line for you, for his team. He'll never sell you out. Maurice Luafau is that guy, Dave, who, living in Philly for years, we call that the lunch pail guy. Bring your lunchbox to work. This Maurice Luafau kid, 5th round pick, man. I think he possibly, Dave, if Damon Clark, he's going to make the team. I guarantee you. I mean, he'll be a special team guy, but Dave, I think this guy probably could get 1 or 2 starts this year. I really do.
There you go. Practice squad, you think, or no, or just
no? I think he makes the 53-man roster, Dave. I think I have him a linebacker too, right behind Damon Clark right now. And the reason why I say that is I'll tell you in a little bit why I say that. Okay. All right, so let's go to the other linebacker, Dave. We're going to run that 2 linebacker set. Let's talk about this guy right here, Dave. Let's talk about Kendricks, how he fits in. He's the captain, Dave. He's the captain.
Is he like the?
He's the signal caller, Dave.
Is he the Jalen Smith of this team?
You know what, Jalen Smith? That's a good thing to say, Dave. Jalen Smith had that motor coming out. Another guy from Notre Dame, Dave. Of course, very high on him as well, but. Something got me about Jalen Smith. I think I went with the heart with Jalen Smith, Dave. I really did.
We all did. Well, before the injury, we all did.
I mean, coming from Notre Dame, watching him play, I think he was, better than Manti Te'o coming out of Notre Dame. IQ-wise, strength-wise, finesse-wise, speed, the whole thing. Injury plagued him, of course. But I think Kendrick is more the IQ linebacker than Jalen Smith. Physical-wise, I give it to Jalen Smith all day. Speed-wise, yes. IQ-wise, for our linebacker spot that we need, a captain and linebacker, Kendricks, I think, is a better guy for this situation.
Okay.
Obviously,
Zimmer thinks so too. I mean,
that's exactly. Glad you mentioned Zimmer. I think he's going to have that, that familiar voice in his head as Zimmer, as the DC, because he's going to go back to that Minnesota days. It's going to be key words, Dave. Gatorade might be something different where he remembers it there and he can run it, same way he remembers that familiar voice, Dave, as a quarterback remembers the center. So I think he'll start there. I really do, but. Kendrick, Dave, this is what gets me here. I love Luafau over Damon Clark, maybe. But here's the thing. Overshawn, he's not even a starter right now, Dave.
No, he's not. If
he comes back healthy, ready to go, who do you take out, Dave? Who do you take out? Do you put him over Kendricks?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Wow.
Kendricks is your captain of the defense. Like linebacker-wise. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
I think so.
Here's the reason why I said, Dave. I think Luafau plays out and beats Damon Clark here.
You do?
Here's the reason why, Dave. Think about this, okay?
I'm
Over
listening.
Sean, over Sean, Luafau, and I'll keep Kendricks in the middle as a signal caller because you're not going to have two rookies being a signal caller. Okay,
Gotcha.
I'll change that. I'm going to have Kendricks playing my middle linebacker. I'm going to have my wide side and my short side linebacker, Mike and Jack, being Luafau and Overshawn. Dave, talk about speed on the outside of linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy that can cover, they can cover tight ends. You got to go against Goddard. You got Bellinger. You got Zach Ertz in the NFC East twice a year now. You got
Eric Kendricks. He's what's the word I'm looking for? Oh God. Veteran.
He's a veteran. He's a veteran, Dave, but he has more north and south than me, not east and west.
Right.
He can run up the gap. Dave, I hate saying this, but he reminds me of a Leighton Vander Esch, north and south guy. Plug the hole, put your head in there. He's not that east and south guy like a Jalen Smith, like we talked about. That linebacker.
Imagine if we still had Leighton. Oh God.
Well, I mean, you got Vander Esch. I mean, he's gone, but I mean, you got Kendricks, who basically is a similar guy, north and south, IQ wise.
But Kendricks plays every down, doesn't get injured, so which is a good thing.
Dave, I will.
I didn't mean to say that, but
I will come back to the show.
But his career injury has not. Injury. He's been pretty much. From what I've seen.
Huge difference. I mean, injury prone versus Sean Lee 2.0 and Vander Esch.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
If he gets injured this year, I swear to God, I will clip this segment. It's on you. Okay, it's on you.
I know it's on me. I get it.
Yes.
He's solid though. He's a solid dude.
He is. I think he's going to definitely start. But I'm just looking at the future down there. I love our linebackers. I love Luafau. I love Overshawn. But Dave, the other thing is what's kind of puzzling here. Let's talk about the corners. You talked about our top two corners, Diggs, and you talked about Jerome Bland. Two solid guys.
Before we go there, isn't Kendricks UCLA?
Yes, he's UCLA. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought I heard. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Old school UCLA. Yes.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about these corners, Dave. Okay. Let's talk about Jerome Bland. Led the league in interceptions last year, broke the NFL record of what is a 6 touchdowns to the house here. Dave. Yeah. He earned his spot, man. You can't give him anything different other than that. Kudos.
Without a doubt. I mean, but he earned a spot with Dan Quinn. Is he going to earn a spot with Mike Zimmer? It's the question.
Hey, man, listen. Don't fix it unless it's broken, David. It ain't broke with
right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm totally with you on this. I'm just saying, will a different defense from Zimmer will be different from Quinn. Can he adjust? My question.
I think it'll be a similar, Dave, because his back end is very upfront on the ball. They play a man on man. That's Jerome Bland. Dave, when he was drafted, I said coming out of Fresno State, this kid plays one-on-one ball. I
love Jerome Bland. I love him. I did. You called him 2 years ago. A year and a half ago.
I did. Nobody even knew this guy's name, and I said Jerome Bland.
All over Jerome Bland.
I was, and look where he's at, Dave. All pro, right?
I know. It's amazing. It's amazing, kid.
Yeah. He's arguably one of. I'm going to say he's not top 5 to me. There's still veterans out there that still surpass him.
Are more picks coming? More picks coming? Is that what we're looking at here?
Well, that's the thing, Dave. Okay, here's the thing. We'll talk about the opposite side of the ball, then I'll come back to that question. Okay. Diggs. If Diggs comes back healthy, Dave, Dave, I hate saying this. Teams are going to test that ankle, Dave.
Without a doubt.
They're going to test it, Dave. That's the thing. They're going to test that ankle. And if they can beat him one-on-one, you're going to see a lot of double moves, Dave. You're going to see a lot of inside-out moves, going outside, quick release inside. You're going to see that to test him. And I think, you know what? If Diggs solidifies that spot and says, you know what, my ankle's 100% ready to go, you are probably going to see the best defensive quarterback tandem in the NFL. And I think it's going to be a lot of inside gaps going to the linebackers or a safety coming down the middle, because I don't think you're going to be able to beat them. And I don't think the interceptions, Dave, are going to be as high. I don't think either one of them will get over 5 this year, honestly, though. And
you're going to love every minute of it. I can tell you right now, because you're going to this defense. If this defense is what we think it can be, it's going to be dangerous. It could be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, it's all about, coming off the injuries, Dave. Overshawn coming off the injury, of course. We don't know what that's going to be like.
Diggs. Yep.
Diggs, too. Those are key parts. More of the corner spot, because Gilmore's gone.
Donovan Wilson coming off his injury. Jordan Lewis coming off his injury. There's a lot to this defense that we could really, really see that could be really, really dangerous. I'm excited.
That's the thing, Dave. If Diggs comes back healthy, we're fine, because Gilmore's gone, of course, and as you talked about the corners, Dave, I want to mention the corners here real quick. I'm trying to come up with them. Marquise Bell is going to play. He's going to go back to safety. But we got Eric Stott and Nashawn Wright, Dave.
Yeah.
And C.J. Goodwin's an okay guy. He's a practice squad guy to me. He's from Cincinnati. I don't think he's going to even make the team this year. Then you got our rookie. This is a name that I like, Dave. He's a rookie safety going over to Carlson. Carl. I love him, Carlson.
Okay.
I like him the way he played in college. I think he's not going to be the next Deron Bland. I don't think it's going to happen unless the injury happens to our top two corners. I think he's going to be like a nickel, a slot guy. I don't think he's going to be the playing time to see what he is this year. But, man, I hate saying it. If Diggs goes down and Deron Bland goes down, we could be in a bad situation here, Dave. Really could.
Could be, but let's just hope that's not the case.
I like Eric Stott. I really do. I think
I'm excited. My man's back this year. He signed his 1 year. I was so excited he came back this year. I really thought he was going to go to Washington.
Who?
J. Lou, baby.
Oh God! All right, let's hear Dave. Let's talk about it. Is it our top two corners are going to be Diggs, and we're going to go Deron Bland, correct?
Deron Bland, yes.
Who's your third corner, Dave?
Good question.
To me, it's either going to be Eric Stott or Nashawn Wright, and I'm going to go probably with Eric Stott. He's a bigger ball guy.
You don't think Carson can do it?
As a rookie, Dave, that's the only thing. As a rookie coming in here, you're a deer in the headlights, new scheme. The best thing is he's coming in with Zimmer, who is more defensive friendly than a Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn he was a Kellen Moore of our team, where the verbiage is totally different. He can learn under here, and he's not an immediate starter, Dave. He can learn the system, under a Diggs and a Deron Bland. And the best thing is he's on Deron Bland's side. He's going to mirror him. What better way to have a rookie come in, Dave, and learn from a rookie to a rookie, a second-year player to a rookie? I've been there, kid. I've done that. Just do what I do. This is how we do it. Learn from me. You'll be okay. That's what I see with Carlson.
Okay.
So, I think that's okay, but I don't know.
J. Lou?
Well, let's talk about J. Lou here, Dave. Where do you think he fits in on this team, honestly?
He's a veteran. Can't take him out.
You love those veterans, Dave, okay?
I do.
That's like me. That's like me saying, guys, we've been out of the box we've been on 3 years, going on 3 years. I'm the veteran, Dave. You can't kick me off because I'm grandfathered in. I suck, but you can't kick me off because I'm a veteran, Dave. Okay,
yeah, that's right.
That's exactly what you're saying.
Too. I've been with you the whole time.
I know that, but where are you going to find a spot for me, Dave? Everybody out of the box. Paul sucks. Get him off this network. But we can't. He's a veteran. He's the OG. He's the founder. We got to keep him on. We'll find a place.
The reason I like veterans because they've been there and they've done that, and they can work with the rookies. That's why I like that.
So you'd rather have a 53-man spot for a veteran just to say, Dave, I've been there, I've done that, this is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Yep. There's a thing called a guidance counselor for that, Dave. I had one.
It's called rookies make mistakes, and veterans, they've been there and done. You know what I'm saying?
I think veterans make a lot of mistakes too.
They do, but not as many as the rookies do.
All right, Dave. I'm gonna. I have him on my 53-man roster, Dave, but I really haven't found a spot for him because
you have a spot for Jordan Lewis on this team. Are you kidding me?
No, I have a spot for him on the team, Dave. Not a starting spot. Okay, and I'll tell you why, Dave. I'm just gonna do some names here, Dave. Okay, come to the names. Donovan Wilson over Jordan Lewis, basically.
Jordan.
What do you think? Jordan. Wilson.
Jordan.
Lewis. Wilson. Lewis, back end safety.
Wilson.
Okay. Lewis, you're moving out. Lewis is moving out of the locker room here, Dave. In a second, I'm gonna take one more step out of the locker room, Dave.
Yeah, but J. Lou stepped up in the end of the season. He really came alive. He really did.
Okay, Dave. I'm gonna mention another name here.
Did he not come alive at the end of the year? We're like, there's Jordan Lewis. There's Jordan.
Let me see. 17 games. Okay, we talked about D-Law showing up for 1. Lewis showed up for 3. Still in my book, that's failure. I don't know what school you went to, Dave, down at Ridley, but I went to a different school, okay?
I got you.
All right. Now I'm going to mention another name, Dave. Guy that held his own last year that was found in the youth, basically. Malik
Hooker. Yeah, well, he's a Dan Quinn guy.
Dave, another veteran.
He's a Dan Quinn guy.
Same situation, though, Dave. Played 16 games last year out of 17 games last year. Played solid ball. Then you're going to bring in, over Lewis, over him. What do you think?
Jordan Lewis hits hard. That's why I like him.
Dave, I'm glad, if I'm going out there catching the ball and I see the ball coming to me and I'm like, oh, shit, Lewis is going to get me hard. But then if I get on the ball 10 times, you hit me hard 5 times. But the other 5, you can't catch me, which is Jordan Lewis. You can't catch anybody, So who are you putting over, Lewis or Malik Hooker in the secondary here?
I'm going Lewis.
That's my difference with you. And here's the other name, Dave. Here's the other name,
Like J.
okay?
Lou.
It's all about secondaries, your back half. And Dave, the reason I say that, Trayvon Diggs, he jumps balls. You got to have that secondary
And
back
we've
there.
said that. We said that
Okay.
earlier in the show.
But Dave, let's talk about this guy. Let's talk about a guy who last year covered linebackers, covered running backs, covered wide receivers in a position he's never played in his life. Going back to his natural spot, Dave, let's talk about this guy. Mr. Wet Noodle himself, Marquise Bell.
Marquise Bell. Yeah. Too small.
You don't need to be the biggest safety. You don't need the biggest be a safety. You played linebacker. You can hit pretty damn hard. He
played a different position last year, didn't he?
He played linebacker.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a linebacker.
But he's going back to his true position. But Dave, did he hold his own at linebacker last year? Yes or no?
He did, but he was too small. What was he, 215, 220?
But did he? I think there was maybe one or two plays in the whole season where he got pancaked. That was it.
Yeah, but they overused him big time last year.
But he's going back to his natural position, right?
It should be.
And the best thing to do is Lewis really doesn't play that box, that safety position where he comes down the box like a Roy Williams. Donovan Wilson comes in the box, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather have coming up in the box, Dave, to be that gap filler, Lewis or Marquise Bell, who could play that position now? I'm going Bell.
Yeah.
I
hear you. I hear you.
Listen, you're not a veteran. You're a rookie in your second year here, as Marquise Bell is. But Dave, Dave, you're light. You're a lot lighter than I am. If you're playing safety, and I say, Dave, I need you to play linebacker. Oh shit, Coach Paul, I'm not doing that.
Hell no, I'm doing that.
But Dave, you come down and you play linebacker 16 out of 17 games last year. You solidify yourself playing linebacker.
I'm not saying Marquise Bell played outstanding last year. I know he did. I was excited.
But
I'm just saying
he's going back to his natural position, Dave, where he can excel better, right?
Okay, gotcha.
And the thing is, you can move him up in the box and play that 9-man front too. Correct?
So, where I'm seeing where you're going with this is Jordan Lewis has no place on this team. Is what you're saying?
No, he's a depth move. I think he's the backup for Malik Hooker, and I think he's the backup for probably going to be most likely. I'll probably say Donovan Wilson. I think he's the backup. I think he's the third guy playing both safety spots, free or strong. That's where I think he's at. He makes the team. I'm not going to cut him. No,
he definitely makes the team.
No, he needs a paycheck. He has 18 kids. I got to pay him somehow. He's going to make the team. I'm a nice guy. I'm not an ass.
You're so generous. Let me tell you.
Yeah, listen, you're going to get paid. You're going to be on the team. Why not? I'll keep you. But the other guy I want to talk about, Dave, is two guys. I mean, we have three rookies playing in the secondary this year. But my guy, Dave, is this guy, Israel Mukamara. Where does he fit in, Dave?
I have no clue. I don't know much about Israel. I don't know. I don't know much about him. I got to be honest.
In college, he was okay, but he played in a lesser conference, Dave, which tells me a lot about him. Coming to the NFL, remember the guy? I
got a much more tape on him. I haven't seen much on him. Really.
Well, there's not much to watch, honestly. The play you can run a whole highlight film of how to get burnt. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Very easy. I mean, he's not the greatest corner. He jumps balls. I thought Diggs jumped balls. He jumps balls. He looks like a deer in headlights. I remember the one he gave up a touchdown last year. Malik Hooker screamed at him where he came down the box. He was just a man-on-man, an inside move. Israel went the total wrong way. It was an inside-out move. He ran the wrong way, right down the sideline. I forgot what game it was. I got to revisit that. But Malik Hooker just looked at him and said, "What the hell were you thinking?" It was just, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. He wasn't thinking, Dave. He wasn't thinking. So you got Jordan Lewis starting, correct, at safety? I think you're going to put him over Malik Hooker most likely. That's where you want to put him.
I think that's where I want to do. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you got Hooker coming off the second bench or the second team.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right, so I don't think I disagree with you, Dave. Okay, we agree on DeMarcus Lawrence. We agree on Mossy. We agree on Diggy. We agree on Parsons.
Yep.
Linebacker, I agree with you starting. I got Damon Clark starting, but I think Luafau will start near the end of the season. I think that's going to happen. Kendricks, Overshawn. I think Overshawn, depending on how he plays out with this injury, I think he could be the starter. What holds him back is a signal caller. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Well, that's what Kendrick does best, though.
That's what I mean. I think he's going to be the outside guy. They might even go to like a more of a 4-3 situation to keep Parsons on the line. I think that'll be best for him. If that does work out. Bless you. We got Diggs and we got Bland, of course. I got Wilson. You got what's his name there? Lewis. and we got Deron Bland starting there, right? Only difference in the
Yep.
secondary is you got your boy Lewis, and I got my boy Hooker starting, correct?
I got J. Lou.
All right, all right. Well, Dave, I mean, this defense could be great. Is there any down points that you see for this defense? What do you see on this defense that is a little bit scary? If you want me to go first, I'll tell you what it is. It's two things.
I need. Well, tough to call.
Uh-huh.
I just wish our ends would get more pressure up. That's what I need to see. Like, I want to see more DeMarcus Lawrence this year. I need a lot of D-Law. I need to see a lot of D-Law.
Yeah.
Yeah, linebackers. I need more picks. I'm not seeing enough. Let's make turnovers. That's what I want to see. Get turnovers, because we don't do that. We don't get many turnovers.
We had a lot last year, Dave.
I mean, with Bland we did. I mean, fumble wise, we don't see many. Like, we don't cause fumbles.
Yeah, that's kind of weird that you say that, Dave, because Dan Quinn, philosophizes that 11 hats on one ball. You know what I mean? With speed wise, technique. One guy doesn't make a tackle; it's a team that makes a tackle. That surprises me because that's what I coach too. I don't coach defense, but to me, it's like on defense. If I was a coach, I'm like 11 hats on one ball. First guy secures, second guy punches, third guy recovers. That's what I like to say. But we didn't see that with the Dan Quinn defense.
We saw a lot of picks last year with Bland. Don't get me wrong, we did.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything else that you see on this defense that scares you?
Not really. No.
Okay. I agree with you. With DeMarcus Lawrence. I think he has to live up to that contract, Dave. I've seen players. I think he has to, because bookends, Dave. You go back to Strahan and Osi with the Giants. Those bookends with Parsons and Lawrence. I think that could be a great combination with this off defensive line here. But to me, this linebacker coming off injuries, Dave, rookie starting as secondary. Maybe not secondary, second level, of course. But to me, injuries, Overshawn, of course. What Nealon's going to be. And to me, it's going to be the secondary that scares me the most coming off, because Malik Hooker is not what I think is the starting safety. I don't think Jordan Lewis is a starting safety. Donovan Wilson.
Are you surprised Malik Hooker didn't follow Quinn?
No, I don't think he fits that scheme, Dave. They're a younger team. You know what I mean? They got two young corners out there, and the safety is a young guy too. I don't think that fits his scheme out there, honestly. I think they want to get younger because, Dave, you think about this. They're not going to fire Dan Quinn after 1 to 2 years. You know what I mean?
No.
So I think they rebuild. Nobody's thinking that, Jaden Daniels is going to be the best thing. If he is, kudos to the kid. I think he can be. But they're on a 3 to 5 year window, Dave. They're going to get draft picks. They're going to be a top 10 team next year, honestly, again, in the draft. So they can build and build and build. I don't think they want to go all out and get veterans. I think they want to see what their team's about being younger this year. I really do.
I agree.
To see what the future holds for them, honestly. That's the way I look at it. But I get scared.
Does Dan Quinn turn that commander team around?
You know what, Dave? That's the crazy thing is, I mean, you go back to Dak and Zeke's first year. There's no game film on how you coach. The other thing, Dave, is Jaden Daniels. Yes, I watched Jaden Daniels in college. I know what he's about, but you're all going to put it on a rookie. Listen, you went out and got Austin Eckler. You went out and got a veteran at tight end, Zach Ertz. Okay, you're building a team. You're building the team.
First year was Jason Garrett, though.
True, but there's no game film on anybody. You can't. You're going to go to week saying, okay, he's good at this. Is he really good at that? I don't know. Let's go. Well, you see, he's good at that. He showed you something different too. But I think, Dave. I honestly, maybe we'll do that before the OTA start. Maybe we'll go through the roster, not the roster, Dave, but maybe we'll go through the season for other teams to see where they, stack up. I honestly think, Dave, they're going to be a surprise team. As we talk. I think I have them. I want to revisit the schedule, looking at it, Dave, once it comes out. It's already out, of course, but I want to look at how their teams match up week to week. Because, Dave, if we play one team this week and we go, that 3-game gauntlet that we have in 20 days, which kind of, it's crazy. But
that's Thanksgiving. That's the Thanksgiving time. Yeah.
Like we always do every year. But I want to look at that and see how they match up, because there's a lot of people don't look at that, like, oh, we can beat that team. We should beat that team. But there's a lot of teams where you play the week before that's going to kick your ass all up and down the field. And that goes a long way too, So I want to look at that, because college, you play 11 to 12 games a year. Then you're out 4 weeks for a conference game. That's, SEC championship, which you didn't get into. Then you have a bowl game. You're playing 14 games a year. Okay, and that's suffice from August all the way to January. Here, you have 17 games with 1 week off, Dave. A lot different than college. Jaden Daniels is not used to that. You know what I mean? How his body at 190 pounds, 200 pounds wet can hold up in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
Good point.
what with this? I think I'm probably going to have them around like 9 and 8, Dave. Honestly, without even looking at it, really. Going through the schedule again. Yeah, but my concern, Dave, is going to be that secondary. Of course, I think the secondary is a little bit scary for me. I don't think we have the veteran presence, but it's a little bit slow to me. Malik Hooker is a little slow.
It's linebackers and defensive end for me. Like I said, I want to see our ends get some sacks.
I think defensive end's okay. I think, with the linebacker, because if the linebackers play out, Dave, we have speed. We have a veteran guy linebacker, like you said, Kendrick's there, signal caller.
Which I'm excited. I really am with him.
But to me, you think about this, Dave, though, the linebacker core this year, if come back healthy, if Louisville can play up to his potential, if Damon Clark is a speed back too, okay, and, Overshawn comes back healthy, this team's a lot faster, Dave, than last year.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
That, to me, is Dan Quinn football, and Zimmer likes those speed linebackers.
Speed kills, too. I mean,
The only thing that hurts me, Dave, is, going back when he was at Minnesota there, Harrison Smith, another Notre Dame guy, the back end general, very smart safety that can play inside the box, outside the box, both safety positions, playing a strong 9 up front in the linebacker position. Does Zimmer have that guy that he can rely on at safety? I don't think he's doing that. I think he's going to probably look at Malik Hooker as the veteran savvy guy and saying, listen, I need you to be my eyes in the secondary to help these younger guys out in front of you. That to me is the only downfall, because we got Harrison Smith versus a Malik Hooker. Dave, there's a level off there to me. Harrison Smith's a higher IQ, higher player than Malik Hooker.
Okay.
That's my only thing. But before I get out of here, Dave, I got to ask you one question here. Talking about special teams here, your boy, Mr. Brian Anger, okay? And, of course, Aubrey.
I love kickers. You know that?
Definitely.
I'm a kicker guy.
You are a kicker guy, Dave. You definitely are a kicker guy, 100%. But my thing...
Hey, you're only as good as your last kick, so that's why I like that.
That's very true, Dave. The storm just started here. I might lag out for a second.
Yeah, you're logging out a couple times. You are.
Yeah, I just keep talk for about another 5 minutes, Dave. Just go like 2-3 minutes. I think the storm just lagged me out big time here. So
you're good. I can see you now. You're good.
Okay, because my computer screen just went blank because
you're dark, but I can. There it is.
There we go. Yeah, I just looked at it. I just seen a huge lightning flash come down.
Oh my gosh!
I don't even know, honestly, but that scared the shit out of me. I think it's Jerry Jones. We're all in or something.
See, Jerry's watching you.
But let's talk about your boy. Kicker Dave. Mr. All Pro Aubrey out there. Guy, Dave. Where did he go to school at? Where did he go to college at, Dave?
Aubrey. Good question.
Well, Dave, come on. I mentioned this 8 times a day. Where these guys went to school. What's my favorite school, Dave?
Notre Dame.
Yes, Notre Dame.
Well, he was. He
was a soccer player.
I was just going to say he was a soccer player. His wife got him into kicking.
Yes.
If you remember the story,
mm-hmm.
His wife told him to go to the NFL. He didn't want to go.
Yeah, great story. There was an article.
It's a great story. Are you kidding? Yes.
Yeah, there was. And the funny thing is, I actually reached out to him. Hey, listen, if you're out there, please, Aubrey, follow me back, man. The funny thing is, guess who follows me out of his family?
His wife.
His wife does. Isn't that crazy? Like, listen, you pushed him into going to the NFL, to our team here, to making the team here.
She's more talkative than he is, personally.
Yes. Miss Aubrey, please do me a favor. Get your husband to follow me so we can get him on the show, because that's Dave's favorite player. Okay.
Yes, he is. I love kickers. I always did.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Let's talk about long snapper. I don't really care about.
What did he get last year? 61? Was it 61?
Until he got jinxed the last miss. Remember that?
He didn't. Right. But before he missed the one, in preseason he missed the one, but then he didn't miss anything until like the end of the season or something.
And plus McCarthy didn't do any justice. He made him go for a long field goal too, Dave.
But the one that he did make, it was like 62 or something.
He's nasty. We got a kicker for years. We always have a good kicker.
The kid's got a leg, my God.
Hey, soccer player, man, you boot that ball 60 yards easy, right?
You gotta love it. I mean, you gotta love it.
Of course. Well, the last position I want to talk about, Dave, this is a key position here. And the reason why
you're freezing out.
Remember last week when I said about, this position here, the rules have changed, Dave. Am I freezing? All right, I might be
you did a little bit. You did a little bit. Often.
All right, this is a key position here, Dave. The rules have changed in the NFL this year. The offensive side of the ball, kicking the ball, cannot move until the player catches the ball now as a kick returner.
Right.
This is perfect for Deuce Vaughn and Kayvon Turpin.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kayvon Turpin led the USFL in touchdowns, Dave, on kickoff returns under this rule. Okay. Dave, are we seeing something here where we're just going to think like, okay, field possession changes games? Okay. Dave, you're getting a 15 to 20 yard window, full speed running the ball before you're going to even be touched now.
Just make sure you're not holding. That's all I care about.
Dave, how do you see Kayvon
We don't need flags on the field. You know what I'm saying? Because we're known for that.
Dave, you bring back bad memories, brother.
I'm sorry, we are.
Bad memories here. Bad memories. But how do you see Kayvon Turpin? Doing this?
Hey, it's Turpin time, baby. Let's go. That's the way I look at it.
Do you see, Dave? A lot of teams, they run dual threats back there. Can you see Deuce Vaughn back there too, as well? Maybe sometimes.
Why not? It can't hurt. It can't hurt. Sure, I'm okay with
it. To me, Dave. Honestly, when you have Deuce Vaughn and Kayvon Turpin, you have the two most shiftiest guys in open field to me in loose space getting the ball with a 15-yard free run before anybody even touches me, Dave.
See ya.
How many times, Dave, did we talk about last year? It's Turpin time. How close did we get to screaming it? A shoestring tackle here or there. One guy for breaking the touchdown, Dave. One guy, right?
Roadrunner run.
Oh, Dave, yeah. I mean, Dave, what grade do you give this defense before we get out of here?
I'm gonna give it a B+.
B+. Okay. I'm gonna go B+ as well. I could make it an A2, but on paper, of course, we're always good on paper.
I want to see it before I grade it, but I'm right now. If on paper, I'm giving it a B+.
I agree. I got a B+ here. I think the key thing for me is a little bit more injuries. Plus coming off last year, I think it's a little bit. Plus rookies could step up here or there, and the other thing is Diggs, how he's going to play, how Overshawn's going to appear. So I don't know.
I got to say this before we get out of here.
Uh-huh.
We are 70-some days away from kickoff.
Speaking of 77 days, that's Tyron Smith. Goodbye, Tyron.
70. I didn't say 77. 70. I think 72, 71, something there.
Well, good. You know what? I'm glad it's not 77, Dave, because Tyron Smith's out of here.
He's with the Jets.
Yes, overpaid $20 million a year.
You were so happy when he was left. You were happy as hell.
No, you know what? I was happy when he left, but I was kind of pissed off. And you know why, Dave?
Because you don't want to see him eating hot dogs on the sideline.
Well, no, you know why I was pissed off that he left?
Oh, what? Why? Because
I have his jersey.
Oh, you have his jersey?
Yeah. And
I forgot you had his jersey. You showed me that jersey. I saw that.
Remind me for next week's show. Next week, I'll bring it on and I'll hold it and I'll say goodbye on the back of it. Okay. And I'll show you.
You're so sentimental. Let me tell you.
I am very sentimental. Yeah. Maybe you know what? Maybe up there, you can go to Coney Island next year and get on the Nathan's hot dog eating contest because he's pretty damn good at it. You know what I mean? Eating them
Put a 70.
You know what I mean? Maybe he can give what's his name? What's the guy? Joey Chestnut a run for his money.
Good old.
Well, Joey Chet can't do it this year.
That's right. He's suspended, isn't he?
Got kicked out because he took a contract with another hot dog company.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's crazy. But before we get out here, Dave, I got to mention one of our sponsors real quick. Guys, if you're injured out there, please call my man Jason 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workers' comp, personal injury claims, 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. First in New Jersey, Cherry Hill, 3 Greensboro Lane, of course. Offices in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120, and up in Pittsburgh, 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900. Mention out of the box Sports Entertainment. Promise you get the family discount if one of the live operators take your case. Not 50, not 45, not 40, not 35. Guaranteed 33.33% rate. No recovery, no fee. Just one thing when the operators talk to you. Mention out of the box Sports Entertainment. Tell them told you to call. Live operator, take your case. We got you covered. No recovery, no fee. 1-800-HURT-123.
Attorney Big Al.
You already know. Dave, how about next week we do a little bit something different? We got about 7 weeks, 7 weeks before OTAs really. Well, 4 weeks before really, if you think about it. Yeah, about 5 weeks really. How about next week, Dave? We go through the NFC East, and I want to do that. I was going to do something different, Dave. But how about next week? We touch base on. I'll pull up a little overlay of all the teams' schedule, and we'll grade their schedule because we already said what we're going to go through. We disagreed on ours, but I want to go through theirs. How about next week? Pick a team, Dave, and we'll go through their schedule and talk about their roster.
Pick a team.
We'll go out of the box here, Dave, and we'll talk about those ugly-ass Eagles, those crying-ass Giants, and those Cowboys stealing players, Commanders. How about you pick a team, and we'll go through them next week?
Go ahead and pick a team now?
Pick a team now. What's this way? Dave, I got to get the overlay done. I got to do some work on it.
This is true. This is true.
Pick a team, Dave, in our division.
Let's talk about the Giants.
Well, that'll be a quick show.
That's why I said it.
That'll be a quick show. Dave, what are your thoughts? They suck. Paul, what do you think?
They suck.
Ass.
See you next week.
Make sure you call Jason.
That's all, folks.
We'll see you next week. There you go.
You said pick a team, so
no, that's fine. You know, we can have a little fun, Dave. We can have a hilarious comedy.
You want to bring Dan on the show for next week? Go for it.
No, I want to be very fair. You know, we'll be very fair next week. We'll definitely do justice with the Giants. Of course,
you want to bring Stacy on the show? Go for it. I don't care.
Well, they're going to be all positive. You know, I mean, there isn't that much.
Oh, that's true. Oh, you know.
I mean, we're going to be honest about the team, you know, as we are with our team, of course. So next week we'll talk about the Giants, and then the week after that, how about we do the Commanders, and then we'll go with
Commanders. Then we'll finish up with the Eagles.
And then the last week, Dave, of our OTAs before OTAs, how about we do a all NFC East starting lineup, 1 week defense, 1 week offense. We'll put it together. Then right after that, it'll be OTA time in Oxnard, California, brother.
Is this crazy?
It is crazy, isn't it? It really is.
It's really around the corner if you think about it.
Definitely is. Well, Dave, before we get out here, what do you have going on this week?
You can find me on Saturday night. I will be actually. I may not be Saturday night. I
thought your main event Saturday night. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing. I got my daughter has a softball game at 8:00 at night in King of Prussia, which is about 25 minutes away from where I am.
Boy, only if you had an Uber driver that drives like me.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that. Her game's 8:00 at night. I don't know what time she'll be done. It could be. I might not get them until 10 or 10:30. So if you catch me, it'll be definitely 10:30. Around 10:30, 11 o'clock on the Atomic Job podcast. I might have to jump in later on, but I will definitely chime in when I get home. Other than that, you can probably I think next Tuesday night, I think you'll find me in Extra Innings at 7. Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Extra Innings, Joe Sullivan and myself. Okay. And of course, the 215 Boys on Wednesday nights at 9:30.
Oh, that's great. There we go. So also check that out. 3 great shows there. Also, you know, Extra Innings every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Atomic Drop Saturday at 10:30, and of course, 215 Boys here every Wednesday night, prime time 9:30. You can check myself out. Tomorrow night we postponed the show from Monday. My co-host had an emergency with his wife, you know, at the hospital there. So, Josh, hope everything's going good with your family. And also, congratulations, Josh. Gender reveal. You're having a baby daughter. Congratulations.
Oh, congrats. That's awesome.
And that out. So we're going to be doing the UFC show tomorrow night for any UFC fans out there. Going to be talking about UFC 303, what could have been, should have been, and what it is now. You know, different card, different story. So not hyped about it, but we'll make it fun. We'll talk about our predictions and thoughts about the show coming up. Also coming up in about 4 weeks here, guys. College Football Friends with myself and Bill Furman will be coming back talking all college football. And, of course, every Monday night during the NFL season, we'll have a live Monday Night Football show as well. Thursday Night Football, of course. So those are things to be looking out for as well. So, Dave, you know what? I think it's time because, man, I'm getting scared here, honestly, because the lightning is, like, flickering right outside my window. I'm getting a little scared. So if anything happens to me, I will call myself with Jason Fine, 1-800-123, that I'm scared to death right now. But, Dave, you ready to get out of here?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Well, you already know. My name is Paul Spencer. That is the showstopper, Dave Yarnell. It is 215 Boys Primetime on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Follow us on all social media, guys. We do this for a reason. It's called passion and having fun. You know, it's all we ask is follow us.
We like to thank all our viewers for watching us. We really appreciate it.
79 viewers tonight, which is very good for us. We appreciate that, all the love out there. You know, even if you're not a Cowboys fan, we don't bite, you know. Well, I mean, unless it has hot sauce or rice or something on there that I like, but you know, it is what it is. So, Dave, you already know, man. You ready to get out of here?
Yeah, I sure am. Let's get out of here.
Well, Dave, how about you take us out of here like we always do?
Go, boys, go. See ya.
You already know. Next Wednesday, 9:30. 215 Boys.
Later.